Good evening, everyone. My name is Marcellinus Bhanu. I'm from class 336A07 with my student number is 33220073. And for today, we will talk about project 2 of syntax. Let's start. Today's topic will have two parts. For the first part, we will talk about a certain topic. We will choose a few topics and then we will explain. And for the second part, there will be a problem solving that we will talk about. Part 1. For the part 1, we will choose two topics in here, which is first topic we'll talk about deep structure, and for the second topic we will choose the surface structure, and we will talk about the explanation, examples, advantages and disadvantages, and a few examples of those two topics. Let's get in. So topic 1, deep structure. So what is a deep structure? We can see here, deep structure is a concept from transformational generative grammar introduced by Noam Chomsky. It refers to the underlying syntactic structure of a sentence, or the abstract form that conveys its core meaning before any transformation are applied to create the final spoken or written version. Or the written version is called the surface structure that we will talk about later. And the example of deep structure is, and here we can see the sentence we choose is John hits Fred. That's the deep structure. As for the surface structures that use that use the deep structure, that use this different version, is John hit Fred, or John was hitting Fred, and the last one is Fred was hit by John. So these are the variation that shows how a single deep structure here, John hits Fred, can transform into different surface structure. So what are the advantages of the deep structure? First, there is clarifies meaning, in which it helps linguists and learners understand the true intent behind different sentence form. Next one is supports language learning, in which by analyzing deep structures, students can grasp how different sentence type relate to one another. Next is enable sentence transformations, in which it provides a foundation for generating various sentences form, for example, active or passive, questions and negotiations. Last ones we have reveals ambiguity, in which it helps identify multiple meanings in ambiguous sentences by showing different possibilities, deep structures. You can see here. Next, the disadvantages of deep structure. What are those? First, we have theoretical complexity. It's an abstract concept that can be difficult to visualize or apply without training. Not always observable, since it's not directly seen in speech or writings. It relies heavily on interpretations. Last one is evolving theory. Chomsky himself moved away from the concept in later theories, in which may cause confusion in modern linguistic studies. So we get into the topic 2, surface structure. So what is the surface structure? Surface structure, or S structure, is the final syntactic form of a sentence, the version we actually speak, write, or hear. It derived from the deep structure through a series of grammatical transformations like passive voice, questions formation, or negation. Think of it as the visible sentence that result after the behind the scene grammar work is done. So example of the surface structure, in C we have the sentence we use is the door is closed by you. in which the deep structure type is you close the door. The explanation, the sentence is changed into passive voice, moving the object, the door, we can see here, to the front and answering the verb close is closed with ed. The meaning stays the same, but the structure shifts. So, what are the advantages of surface structure? First, we have clarity in communication, in which it reflects how people naturally use language in real-world contexts. Next one is language-specific expressions. Surface structure adapts to the grammar rules of its language, making it easier to understand and translate. Next, we have support sentence variation, in which allows for stylist flexibility, active or passive voice, questions, command, etc. Last one is useful for parsing and teaching. You can see here, where is it? It helps learners identify sentence components like subject, verbs, and objects. Next is the disadvantages of surface structure. First one, it can obscure meanings. Different surface forms can express the same meaning. You can see here. Or one surface form can be ambiguous. Next one, we have language-specific limitation. Surface structures vary across languages, which can complicate translation or cross-linguist analysis. Last one is may mask deep intent. Without analyzing the deep structure, the true meaning or emphasis might be missed. Next, we get into the part 2. As for the part 2, we will try to solve our problem and explain the case using the tree diagram below it. We'll talk about the how to solve the problem first, and then explanation with the tree diagram. Here are the first sentences. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. So the problem is, we identify how each modifier, the quick, brown, and lazy, you can see here the quick, brown, and lazy is the modifier, fits into the noun phrase. Solution, we have to group the modifier correctly under the noun phrase, the quick brown fox, and then attach the preposition of the lazy dog under the verb phrase as the locative adjunct. As we can see, the VP, the verb phrase, is attached to the preposition. Next, sentence 2. The girl who is wearing a red dress is dancing. So the problem is, how do you handle embedded relative clause inside the noun phrase? So we can see here the noun phrase. So the solution, split the girl from who is wearing a red dress, but show both as part of the NP. So we have to show these sentences as both part of NP, noun phrase. You can see here. This is the noun phrase. This is the noun and CP complementary phrase. It shows as this is part of the NP. So CP is a complementary phrase, like I said earlier. It's the structure that introduces and how subordinates or relative clause. In this case, it kicks off with the word who. Can you see who? Who, which is function as the complementizer, hence the CP. Next, sentence 3. She believed that the earth is round. So you can see here, she believed the earth is round. The problem is, how do you represent a clausal complement? Solution, the CP, the complementary phrase, is the earth is round, is the object of beliefs. So it must reflect clausal embedding with full S nested inside the CP. So, the conclusion. So the deep surface structures are foundational to understanding how sentences are formed and interpreted. While deep structure reveals the core meaning behind a sentence, structure shows how the meaning is expressed in real world language. Recognizing the difference not only enhances our grasp of grammar, but also sharpens our skills in translations, sentence analysis, and clear communication. And next is the tree diagrams also helps us break down sentence structure to uncover how words are connected beneath the surface. By analyzing components like noun phrase, verb phrase, prepositional phrase, and especially the complementizer phrase, or the CP, we can spot the hidden meanings, structural ambiguities, and relationship between clauses. So thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoy my presentation. Thank you. Bye bye.